If you've been following our channel for a while, you'll know that last October we bought a house in Italy. Now, this house was great, we loved it, but it was missing one very important piece.
And that would be the kitchen.
Today we'll tell you how the process went from selecting the kitchen to getting it installed and ultimately show you the final product.
We're Debbie and Stain, and this is our Italian destiny.
Well, as we shared with you in our previous videos, when we bought this house, turns out that the sellers took the kitchen with them.
Right.
Even the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
So Italians are pretty notorious for doing that. When they're selling and moving on, they just take their kitchens with them.
Right, and you'll see that in many places here, the kitchens aren't maybe custom fit to the space.
Yeah, built in.
Right, so we went to a store here, which is called Mondo Convenienza, and they specialize in these still customizable, but mostly sort of standard kitchens. You can choose quite a few options, but still, it's sort of preset.
It's like an IKEA thing.
Right, but it's a lower cost price point.
Than IKEA.
It's a lower price point than IKEA. Then we also considered IKEA, but there isn't one nearby, and you know it's always a bit tricky to get installation from them. But ultimately, we got a recommendation for a local place, and we paid them a visit and got to meet the wonderful people over there.
As we sat down with Rosella, she instantly just started drawing out our kitchen. We gave her rough measurements on the size and the kind of style we wanted, where our windows were, and she literally drew the kitchen in front of us.
Yeah, it was like this old school. There were no 3D computer programs involved. It was just on a piece of paper, a little 3D drawing. Gave us a great feel for what it would look like, and it was able to incorporate the most important thing that we had seen in the showroom.
The stone kitchen sink.
Yeah, when Debbie saw this sink, she was over the moon. She's like, I gotta have the sink. And then whatever is with it in the kitchen, we'll just design to match or fit in with the sink.
Yeah, everything had to now be decided upon based on this beautiful stone sink.
We selected some countertop and ultimately the cabinet color as well, and style to be sort of traditional to fit with the house, but primarily to fit with the sink.
And to keep it light and airy in here, because the walls are stone, even though we have big windows, we wanted to keep it sort of light and a bit traditional with some modern conveniences as well.
Yeah. Now, one other thing is, in Italy, they have a lot of stone, marble, Carrara marble is from here. So we wanted to use some of those natural materials that are here within this country, and that's where our sink comes from, that's where the countertops are from. They're all sourced here within the country, which is something that we really like.
And the stone is travertine.
Right, it's a travertine stone sink and countertops.
Countertops and backsplashes as well. Well, the first thing that needed to happen, here in this area where the previous stove was as well, was some tile on the wall, and that needed to be taken out.
Yep, sign me up.
So, hammer and chisel in hand, Stain started chipping away and getting rid of all of this tile. And over here, we wanted to change the current layout of this kitchen from just an L-shaped kitchen to an actual U-shaped kitchen. And how we did that was there was an arch entry point here in the kitchen that actually came to here and made an arch all the way over to here. And we wanted to close that up and to create this working space here. So once this archway was closed up and the new one was opened up, it's time to paint. And I put a few different samples up on the wall first. I knew I wanted green because of the area we live in. We live in the forest, so there's lots of green. We have 12 olive trees on the property, so I was kind of going for that olive vibe a little bit. And I think I nailed it. What do you think? Tell me in the comments down below. Do you like my green? But in the end, because the walls are this concrete and then there's plaster on them, I didn't feel we did a very good job. So we had a professional come in and sort of redo the paint job and tidy it up a little bit and make it a little bit more professional looking. And since he was here, we decided to go ahead and have the other side of the kitchen painted as well, from this orange to this beautiful green also. So we did the arch, we finished painting up in here, and also behind the bench seat that we have. So now it all blends together very nicely.
Well, with every renovation, there's always one more thing that you kind of come across part way. And for us, it was a skylight. There was a small skylight here. We didn't like it. And when we talked to our builder, he just suggested replacing it wouldn't cost very much, but closing it up was probably the safest bet. It really didn't add anything as far as light in this room. So we decided, let's just close it up and be done with it. Well, you know what they say, great sinks come in, oh no, that's great beer. Never mind. So the heavy sink required extra support that normally cabinets don't have to provide. So what ended up needing to happen was the installation or building of 2 walls on either end of the sink to support that extra heavy weight. And after a few struggles, which I will say were due to language barrier, the kitchen company actually came in and put 2 solid walls behind here and then covered them with travertine as well. So they did a really nice job, the sink coming out and then matching that with this. Another sort of challenge that we had was this great sink is very deep, so it goes all the way to the wall, which means you cannot have a sink mounted faucet. We found a wall mounted one, but then it was a problem because the window has to be able to open. Fortunately though, after some searching, we were able to find this faucet that goes well with the kitchen, is beautiful, and it fit nicely below the window. So where there's a will, there's a way.
All in all, it was really fun watching this space transform into something totally different. But the most exciting part was delivery day. On December 16th, the truck pulled up and they just started unloading all the cabinetry, the appliances that we had ordered and taken to them to make sure they fit correctly, and they just started pouring it in, and they didn't stop until they were done that day. So everything was done, with the exception of the backsplash in the kitchen, just in time for Stain's parents to arrive for Christmas on December 19th. After Christmas, the backsplash was installed, and now we have a complete kitchen. Now what I want to do is show you some of my favorite features of this kitchen and give you a little tour as well. So you've probably been wondering, where's the refrigerator? Well, it's right here. We have a nice size, almost American size refrigerator actually. So behind this door is the fridge. I'm not going to show you, well, I'll show you the inside. Ta-da! And our freezer is actually down here. And the freezer is 3 drawers. So this has been a challenge for me, but now here we have the oven, and we had this area above and below the oven transformed into our pantry. This is where we store our foods and canned goods and cat food and stuff like that. Then, come a little closer, honey, because they're going to want to see this. I made this our little coffee center. And we have a nice little feature up here. But another fun feature is we have this light that lights up here, and we also have under cabinet lighting. So this is really fun. This is just our little, I can't decide which way I want to be. Our little coffee center for coffees and teas, and our mugs and such. And here, this is really fun. So this actually rolls out. Look at that. And I have 2 layers. I have another drawer in here as well. So I do spices and vitamins and things like that, olive oils. And then this one is really fun. So we have this hidden corner here. So what we did here, and this was all Roselle. So what she came up with, and maybe you've seen this before in the kitchen. This pops out like this, and then you move it over like this. Cling, cling. And then this one just pulls out too. How cool is this? I love it. So we just pop that back in, slide it back over. That's all my food storage stuff. And right here we have 4 drawers, and here we have these nice 2 big drawers here. This is for my pots and pans and roasting pans, and this here actually even opens up, so I have all my cooking utensils here. So everything's nice and close. And then and everything's self-closing. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? and then another drawer for pots and pans and cookie sheets and things like that. And then we have another deep corner. So how did we utilize the space, all of this right here, where there's a door here, and I can get in here, but I don't have to dig in. I just go like this. Whoa! I know you ladies are jealous right now. Look at that. That is just the coolest thing ever. Of course, the sink is where my love affair started. And this is the feature of the kitchen. And like we said earlier, the kitchen was designed around this sink. Some under sink storage. They put some nice travertine on here, as Stain showed you earlier. And we even have a dishwasher. Brand new dishwasher. So when the things were delivered, the dishwasher was delivered this way with the cabinetry already on it, as was the refrigerator. Isn't it lovely?
When we decided to start with the kitchen, we had to make a decision whether or not to use what's commonly used here in Italy is like a project manager, oftentimes called a geometra, who then coordinates with all the different tradespeople. We decided to find our own tradespeople and coordinate ourselves, and while I had some knowledge of Italian, it was a bit of a struggle in the beginning. We had the walls for the sink that had to be redone a couple times, but all in all, I would say between all them, it worked out fine. It was pretty easy to convey what we're looking for to Rosella and the people at the kitchen place, and we're super happy with how it went, and it really gave us confidence then moving forward to keep applying the same approach. We have some people that we trust now, a plumber and builder and all them, electrician, and we've used those same people to do some other projects around here as well.
Which we're going to show you in future videos, because you're probably wondering, what happened on the other side of this wall?
Well, for a while nothing did, but since it has.
So, you know, we told you there was an arch here, and we closed that up. And we opened this one up. So we had some work to do on the other side as well as some other things. So we'll bring that to you in future videos.
Yep.
And show you what we did and how that went. We had a little confusion over here as well.
Yeah, but
so
confusion keeps life interesting.
But it's been a really wonderful experience working with others in another country, with a little bit of language barrier maybe.
Yeah, and different custom safety things as well. Yeah. There's like a gas shut-off valve you have to have in your kitchen, which we had to place smartly so that it's not very visual. So there's a lot, some of those challenges you have to overcome.
Yeah.
But
so that's it.
Great.
That's our kitchen. We got her done.
If you have any other questions or suggestions maybe, please pop them in the comments and we'll address them.
And let us know if you liked it. And give this video a thumbs up if you found it interesting and fun at least. Okay? Alrighty. Well, we'll see you next video. Arrivederci.
Ciao.
Ciao.